Hello and welcome. And today we're gonna play a game called the Elevator Game with Catgirls. At first, I thought this was some kind of fun, wholesome slice of life, relaxing game about catgirls, but seeing the title screen, it makes me doubt myself. Is this? Yeah, I think it is a horror game, but we'll just see. I hope it is, and I hope it's something pure, nice, beautiful. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's just go. Oh my god. Oh my god, I really love that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I haven't seen one like this. The shaking one like this. That is lovely. I like it. Like a new game. Oh, I really don't like that sound. It is a cold winter night. Footsteps. Alright. Should I press or wait? That's the question. I think press. Snow started to fall a couple of hours ago, so the cityscape is littered with a layer of white fluff. It crunched under our feet as we walked down the street. Hit it. Ah. Ta-da! We are here. Here where? Oh, that's a horrible looking building. Yep, it's horrible. You know, talking about catgirls and huge apartment building and elevator, it reminds me of a webtoon, I guess. It's about a horror webtoon about a raccoon girl and an apartment. I kind of forget. You could search it online, like raccoon horror apartment. Perhaps you'll found it because I kind of forgot about it. It's a good Elric like kind of webtoon. You should read it. Recommend. I look up to inspect the tall building before us. It is past midnight, so it is to be expected that most people living here should be asleep by now. Naturally, that also explains why barely any of the windows show illumination coming from the inside. Considering what we are here for, it only adds to the creepiness of the situation. I've never been a fan of dark places. That didn't change even when I got my feline features. And that's a lovely sight. I think that being able to see much more clearly in the dark would make darkness less scary, wouldn't you? No, not really. In fact, you're able to see more scary things. Trouble is, I hear so many more little sounds that I couldn't make out before too. And since I'm not sure what all of them are, the dark's every bit as creepy as it was before. Maybe even more so. Ah, lovely. God. It's so lovely to look at it. It's a little bit lagging in places, but I think we are okay. Oh my god, look at... Ah, that's a really lovely art. It's unique. And the building, I think it's rendered outside and rendered in 3D and then put in here. It looks lovely too. Asahi. So we are... Which one is Asahi? This one? Finally a response. Okay, this one is Asahi, this one is Kirin. I thought you were starting to give me the silent treatment again. It is a fault of mine and one I'm not too proud of it. I tend to get lost in my own head sometimes. Well, quite often really. Thankfully, Kirin is fairly used to it by now. Okay, so this one is Kirin and this one is Asahi, right? I swear, Kirin, of all the buildings in the city, you just had to choose one which seems super creepy. This has to be the sole residential building in the whole office district. Oh, by the way, I must mention that this is the demo of the game. Oh, but you know, it couldn't have just been any building. This one is perfect. And by Perfect, you mean? Meeting the condition and being less than 10 miles away from our homes? Sounds fair. Or are you enjoying our walk in the snow together so much that you like to prowl around aimlessly for another hour? Because I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to feel the cold. Okay then. Look at that expression. I love their expression. Huh. Was that your plan? For me to need you to warm me up afterwards? You could have said something, Asahi. Oh. Oh, not denying it. I just stare at her, not really sure what to say. There is no winning with Karen when she get all sly like this. As much as I hate to admit it, it is one of the things I actually like about her. Why did I sign up for this game? Because he loved me. Ooh. Ah yes, thank you for reminding me of that questionable fact. Say, do you get a feeling like someone is manipulating someone else for their advantage over here? No. No, just me. Yeah, just you. Oh, come on, don't be like that. You know I'm happy you decided to come with me. I'll make it up to you. I promise. Oh, okay, hello. I stare at her for a moment longer before I sigh. I really can't argue with her, not when she's looking at me like that. This visual novel really like to use perspective. I don't know how to say it, sorry, I'm not an English speaker. Like, changing your view from this direction to that direction to here, there. You know what I'm talking about, something like that. I had a silent crush on this girl for the longest time. I never expected one day found out that the attraction was mutual. Very interesting. The fact that we managed to actually get together still feels so unreal sometimes. Hey, I get this experience. Very nice. I understand. If it weren't for the fact that the change affected her too, it would have never come to this. The change. What kind of change? I think it is unimportant. I don't know, because it's not capitalized, capital word. But let's see. As much as I disliked it in the beginning, it made me feel like an outcast among my former peers. After all, our shared experience allowed me to be there for her when she needed it most. Shared experience. It is a memory I'm always going to cherish, of that I am sure. I breathed warmly on my hand, rubbed them together, and then jammed them deep in my pockets. Look at the eye. Oh my. Yes, that. Oh, the winking. Lovely. It's not much, but hopefully it will help keep some feeling in my fingertips. It is enough to let me focus and think in the here and now, at least rather than just on how cold it is. Can we enter the building now? Because I think the snow is making my computer, the game lagging, even though the FPS is not dropping. I said it before and I'll say it again. You got provoked way too easily. You are doing all of this because of the bet with Morgan, aren't you? Morgan? Oh, sure, that's one of the reasons. But that's not the only one. I'm doing it because it's fun. Ah, fun? Karen, you've seen the forums. Not a single person out there ever said it was a good idea. Ah yes, all those fairy tale stories. Quite tragic, really. Expression, like, really? Sarcastic. No, not sarcastic, how do you say it? Come on, you're not about to tell me you honestly believe those. Kind of. So you mean that you don't? Seriously, girl, we live in the real world. Spooky, scary skeletons don't just pop out of nowhere because someone decided to be an idiot and press some buttons a certain way. Ah, the elevator. The elevator button. I can't believe you, of all people, are still saying that strange, unexplained things don't happen. I mean, you did look in a mirror this morning. Oof. This is this and that is that. Fair. So you don't believe this will actually work? Remind me why we are here again. We are here to prove a point, namely that Morgan can suck it. Sire. Ah, yes, the usual horror trope where bunch of white, I guess, bunch of white people try to enter a horror building, a scary building, and never come back. But we'll just see. I honestly can't believe you let me drag into this. Chill, Asahi, we suffer the cold for a while longer. Nothing happens and then Morgan owes me 50 bucks. 50 bucks that will treat us to a nice dinner together. You so sure about that? I suppose. A dinner with you is a pretty good incentive. Oh. Why? Their relationship is not that awkward, I love it. See, I know you come around. Oh, that's... See, I really love their play with perspective as I say it. Oh my god, this is lovely. That being said, wish me luck and all that jazz. I'll be right back. Oh no, that's a flag. A really bad flag. Get in? What? I'm the one who should be getting cold feet here, not you. Just... You remember all the rules, right? Stay safe, okay? Asa-chan, be realistic about this. What's an elevator gonna do? Bite me. I don't know. We could always get stuck. That is a realistic possibility, if anything. You know, I was kinda scared of elevator because of the Final Destination movie. I forgot which Final Destination it is. The one where that person died because they get stuck in elevator. Oh, wait. Okay, there you go. Sorry. I'm sure you'll figure it out if I do. Mwah. Yes. Now be sure to stay away from the building since we're breaking those majestic rules otherwise. Right. See you in a bit. See you later. As they are scared and approach the building entrance, presses one of the intercom buttons and a moment later push the door open. How does she convince people to trust her so quickly to let her into the building like that? I don't know. She's gone from my sight before I knew it. A faint click as the door closes behind her. There's a feeling of unease pulling in my stomach. All of this being a bad idea, probably the worst we have yet. Just scream in my head. I'm so going to give Morgan a piece of my own mind once all of this is over. You know, I kinda hope that this visual novel horrifying feeling will match... I cannot forget. The Lost Delinquent of Rolling High. Oh my god, that visual novel is just... The horror is really beautiful. It makes me really feel scared at the chasing scenes. So we'll just see. It's not like I can really do much about it now. However, if I were to go after my girlfriend saying I have suddenly changed my mind, it would undoubtedly make her angry. Hell, we snuck out of our house through the window without our parents knowing just to go through with all of this. If I had a problem with this whole crazy idea, I should have said something way earlier. It is too late now. Too late. Oh my god, I love this. How they play with their hands too. Oh my god, lovely. I've wrapped my fingers around my phone and pulled it from my pocket. It's kinda late. Oh man, it's December 10. As I do, so I see the screen shows 0:13 a.m. We should have played at December 10 back then. Oh no. It took us around an hour to walk here, and while I dreaded us even being here in the first place, I'm also not looking forward to walking all the way back, especially when it is bound to get colder as the night goes on. Perhaps we could use those $50 to get a ride home instead of a meal. Yeah, if things only work that way. She's taking quite some time, isn't she? Oh, that's a that color among all this dark world. That red color is just uneasy. With other side, by the way, I really love the background. Oh my god. With other side, I turn away and start to walk towards a small park located in the middle of this god-forsaken district. I don't know why part of it is a playground. There can be many kids here in the day, can there? But it is, and there's a slide as well as a pair of swings. I most likely freeze my butt off if I sit on one, so that would let me lift my feet off the ground for a bit. The cold, snowy ground. Okay. All of these are hand-drawn, I think. I don't know. The texture? Real lovely. I decide to sit down on the nearest one. I love the sitting sound. And just like... And the background music is unnerving. And just like that, the uneasy feeling of having entered a liminal space hits me, making the hairs at the back of my neck stands up. Me too. One mind usually associates playground with children. Laughter, movement, and life in general. It's what they are designed for, after all. And yet, here we are. Cold, empty silence. So when you get to experience the total opposite of that, when you find yourself sitting in an empty, childless playground in the middle of the night, it doesn't feel right. Your mind associates it with something being off, something being wrong. Really, if you go to a funeral and everybody is partying, your mind will go, oh, what? Something is wrong, but you wouldn't get scared. Why are you here, Asahi? In a place you shouldn't be. Why, indeed? Oh, hell no. I dislike that. Absent-mindedly, my gaze wanders. Something at the other side of the street catches my attention. It is a vending machine. Ah yes, red. I happen to have a bit of change with me, and the idea of getting something hot to drink is suddenly a very alluring temptation. It will undoubtedly make the waiting out in this cold less unpleasant. Please say it is a machine that has hot drink as well as cold ones. Oh, I don't like that swing sound at all. With my mind made up, I get back to my feet, checking the time more out of habit than actual curiosity gain. 14 a.m. Only a minute passed since Kieran disappeared into the building, and I'm both surprised and not really. The feeling of time passing slower than the usual is normal when you obsessively wait for something. Even more so when said waiting is physically uncomfortable. Hello there, we are here to buy a drink. I make my way towards the vending machine without a second thought. That's a lovely Japanese writing. Or the drinks the same? To my relief, its glowing button do indeed hold the promise of a hot drink. Coffee or cocoa? At this kind of time, it's definitely cocoa. But you need to wake up, didn't you? I don't know, do caffeine do things? Warm coffee or warm cocoa? Coffee, definitely. I think sounds better than a hot can of coffee right now, indeed. Not only it will help me survive the cold, it is also bound to give me an energy boost. One I could use for both the waiting and the upcoming inevitable journey all the way back home. Inevitable journey. Oh, that's a lovely kind of coffee. I like it. It costs a little more than I expected, and I won't have enough to get a second can, so there goes the idea of treating Karen to a nice, warming drink for the walk home. Oh well, she will survive. Oh no, stop waving flag. And it is her fault that we'll be walking back through the snow. The can feels warm and heavenly in my hands. I wrap my hands around it, enjoying a few moments of bliss as the heat warms my fingers. Carefully, I prise the edge of the pull tab up with a nail so I can get my finger underneath and then pull it open with a sharp hiss. I'm always really careful with how I open cans. After carelessly breaking a nail once, the memory of that still makes me shudder. I shiver, trying to fight down the sudden memory of Karen torturously dragging her nails against the blackboard in my class, a wicked smile painting her lips as she held my gaze. I wish I could somehow control this unwanted thought sometimes. Alas, my brain likes to torture me instead. The smell of the beverage reaches my nose, grounding me back in reality. I take a small sip, instantly happy with the taste. Being able to drink anything warm feels like a godsend right now. Satisfied at least momentarily, I make my way back to the playground, intending to sit back at the spot I took up before. Okay, let's go sit on our spot then. Sure, nothing will go wrong. I reach the swing and settle back down as I glance up again at the building Kirin slipped into minutes ago. My blood suddenly runs cold. And it also makes my blood runs cold. Lovely. I really love this visual novel. They are playing with words and then the music it also affects me. A sense of sudden panic swarms my mind. Yes, I feel it too. Lovely. As I try to make sense of what I'm seeing, a building that is dead to the world, all pitch black with none of its light shining through the windows anymore. Could all the residents have gone to sleep in the meantime? That is close to impossible and I know it. A power outage, maybe? I quickly turn around and look at the others building around me. All of those seems the same as when we arrived, with a bright window still present here and there. So surely that can be it. If the power was cut off, it would affect the whole street, wouldn't it? Or even several streets. Almost spilling my drink, I hastily reach for the phone in my pocket. What time is it now? Oh my god. I love it. I feel the shiver in my body. Lovely. Nipnet, Nipnet. We are back in time, aren't we? Huh. 6G? Oh, the frick. Ah, yes, the radiation of the 6G turns many people into Catgirls. Lovely. 44%. I blinked, then closed my eyes shut for a moment, certain that something wrong with my eyesight. The time couldn't have just gone backwards. Ah, and we are back. 18, and the lights are on again. A small sense of relief floods me as I quickly open my eyes again. It must have been a trick of the light before. Really. Or perhaps there was a glitch with my phone display, then how do you explain the building? Perhaps there is something wrong with me? Remembering what made me reach for my phone in the first place, I raised my head to look at the building before me once more, only to see it in its previous state. The lights are back on as if they were never gone to begin with. The unease in my stomach says, though, I know what I saw. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have just imagined it. It's been 5 minutes since Kieran went into the building. Is that enough to ride through a bunch of floors? Would she be mad if I call her so soon? Dwelling on it suddenly felt stupid. Why don't you just message her? Aw! I opened up the call app on my phone and there's her name at the top of the history. Karen just called or what? She called me just a couple of hours ago to confirm our plans. Oh, a couple of hours ago. For tonight. Admittedly, her name is also there for the call before that and the one before and you bunch of lovebird. Actually, love cat. Okay, chat to her a lot. So one more call now can hurt, right? No, it wouldn't. Erin! I hit the radial button. I should have expected the call wouldn't connect. If she is still inside the elevator, there probably isn't any reception there, is there? So what options does that leave me with? Going in after her? Waiting for another 5 minutes? Call the authority? Well, that's a bad idea. I stare at the building before me intently, afraid to avert my eyes anymore. It is like I'm hopeful with my gaze. My constant observation alone will make the light stay. I'm scared of the situation repeating itself. Sometime later, I realized that I have spent so long just holding my can and fretting about Kieran that my drink has gone from a nice hot drink to, well, undrinkable. Some drinks are not meant to be just kind of warm, and this is one of them. At least it keeps my hands from freezing, I guess. 10 minutes pass, I feel only more cold and helpless. Why can't Kieran just come out of the building now as if nothing has happened and laugh at me for worrying too much? Come on, Kieran. I call her again for good measure. Surprisingly, the call does go through this time. 44% still, eh? That's a good phone. Hello? Kieran? That's not a good sound you make. I'm not prepared for what I hear, indeed. A woman laughing at the other hand, there's something about it that disturbs me to the very core. Oh, it's a laugh. I thought it was a cry. Kieran's cry. It is definitely not Kieran's voice. How am I supposed to know that? Or is it? Uh-huh. I should have discounted, I think. All of a sudden, realization hits me. Morgan, the bed, everything, now this. None of it could possibly be real. All of this has to be a prank arranged by my classmates. And whether Kieran's in on it, she wouldn't do this to me, would she? The image of her wickedly smiling, amused face persistently pops up in my mind again. Confusion turns into anger. Before I knew, I'm on my feet, already marching to the building, determination boiling inside of me. Oh. Nice, finally we get away from the cold, aren't we? It makes me lagging. There's an obstacle before I can get in, though. As I obviously don't have a key to the entrance door. What kind of excuse would be plausible at this sort of hour? I step at the button that I think Kieran pressed and then almost immediately regret it. What if I press the wrong button? What if I press the right one and sound stupid when the other person asks who's there? What if? To my surprise, there's a click from the intercom and then a buzz as I'm let in without a single word being spoken. That's not a good idea. So Kieran didn't have to sweet talk anyone, indeed. I try not to dwell on the unexpected invitation as I shrug it all off on luck. Oh, that's a... Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate this more than the outside. As soon as the door closed behind me, it occurs to me just how dark the inside of the building is. I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm not sure whether such a complete lack of light is normal, and neither do I. People live here after all, there should be some signs of life. Buildings usually have at least a few lights on inside, don't they? Yeah, yeah, normal building, not haunted building. It is unsettling, although it doesn't make me as nervous as it used to. There's no sound either, oh my god. I know that my vision is going to adjust to the darkness in a moment, letting me navigate the place easily. I'm also I'm, be, I'm able to see a lot better in the dark compared to when I was still completely human, but it doesn't work instantly. I hate that. As I take a few first hesitant steps into the building, the lights flicker on with a harsh buzz. Of course, I'm being such an idiot. There are automatic light in here. They come on when people move. Totally ordinary. It's just that I have never been in this building before. It stands to reason that it feels unusually creepy to me, right? Especially if I think about why I'm currently here. Oh my god. Hey, there's the elevator. All that considered, it feels longer for me to reach the end of the long hallway than it probably should. It's a dangerous time to let your mind wander into places nobody's sane would want in wandering to. At least the building inside is noticeably warmer than the outdoors. It makes the whole situation slightly easier to bear. My hand and feet almost start to freeze off in the meantime. Yeah, it also makes my screen not lagging so much. The next thing I know, I stand before the elevator door, rooted to the ground, with a sudden sensation of someone watching me. Hello? Huh? Abruptly, I turn around, or panic exploding inside of me, and the automated light picks that exact moment to cut out. My first instinct to get out is to get out my phone, let it eliminate the sudden darkness of the car, and God know what else is inhabiting it currently. Is it a good idea to do that? There's nothing. Nothing that I'm able to see anyway. It's just the empty corridor, row of closed doors along each side, seemingly the same as when I first entered it. There's nobody there. You sure? I don't feel any less on edge when I turn back in the other direction, bearing my back to all of that space again, pressing the elevator button as quickly as I can find it. A distant sound of machinery starting up pierces the unnerving silence. Unnerving, sorry. Followed by a hum which indicates that the elevator is in motion. Why is the music still terrifying, terrorizing? It is clearly on a different floor, so I waited for this sound. What floor? You need to remember if you need to chase Kirin. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm myself. It feels like an eternity for the thing to arrive. Oh, lovely. The door finally slides apart with a slight scraping sound, and a small compartment finally opens up before me. Completely empty. I'm not sure whether I should be surprised or not. A part of me hoped it wouldn't have to come to this, while another already expected for things to turn out this way. And there you go. At this point, I decided to do only the sensible thing I can think of doing. Get out of this place. Okay, get into the elevator, I scan to the highest floor, then make my way down the stairs. All in the hope of stumbling upon Kirin, possibly hiding from me on one of the floors. Nope, that's a bad idea. Absolute bad idea. If only things turn out that easy. Yep, if only. Nairu, story, script coding, GUI design, clip bands, alt character design, remoting. That is too fast, I haven't finished reading that yet. The project was made for the Winter VN Jam 2020 and it's only the demo. Okay. Be sure. Okay, I will do that. I will follow you. No, Bread Studio, thank you for playing. It's a wonderful game, by the way. I love it. Wonderful demo. So that's all for the elevator game with Catgirls. Oh man, at least They should have let us see the horribleness of the elevator in this game. I mean, that's the main aspect of the game, isn't it? The apartment itself. But it's fine, it's fine. I already love it so much. So I think that's all for this game. It's a great demo. I think you should support the developer. See you later in my next video then. Bye bye. Oh wait, the credits. Ah yeah, we can see it better now. Solve. Uh-huh. Free sound or okay. Oh, there we go. Back. Bye.